Hello, possums. Welcome back to the Forest Job with me, Dave Plays. Today is despite it being the fifth episode of a new season, this is actually the first game of the new Premier League season. Only I could somehow manage to go 5 days without playing the first game of the competitive league season, but there we go. It's going to be at the City Ground in a home match against Leeds United. So that's going to certainly be an interesting one for us to start off. Can we start off like a house on fire? Will it be a damp squib? Will it be somewhere in between? We just don't know. So we're going to go straight into the match and we're going to find out. We haven't had any further developments as far as the transfer window is concerned. Sam Cosgrove is still a Forest player, although he is available for sale. We'll see if anyone comes in for him because with Pellegrini in the squad now, we really don't have that much room for Sam Cosgrove to get much game time. So it would probably be better for him if he were to move on. Let's go. We're really having to wait a long time to get to the match day here. I do apologise. Here we are. We are now at the match day. And maybe we'll get a little bit of a tickle as far as transfer interest for Sam Cosgrove before we get into the match. Before that, of course, it's the obligatory opening press conference of the season, and they're asking me the same old question: how do I feel going into that first match? And despite being Premier League champions, I really don't want to say anything that is going to put too much pressure on the players. Too much pressure on myself either. So we're going to probably just say that we're going to make the fans proud. I don't know if there would be many Nottingham Forest fans in this situation who would be like, oh, we must win the title. That would be a bare minimum result. We've come such a long way in such a short time. I see us at the moment much more like a Leicester City than a Manchester City. So I think it's only reasonable to say that we're ready for the players, but we're not going to promise any titles today. Right, no more transfer interest. So we're going to go to the next match. And now I'm going to employ my best psychic powers to talk to the players without making any sound from my mouth. I'll clap, but I won't say anything. Very, very interesting that I'm capable of doing this. But then I suppose it makes sense, since I'm also able to control the movements of the individual players on the pitch with the power of my own thoughts. I'm a micromanager in all but size. Okay, here we go. So you can see on the right-hand side there the lineup for Leeds United. If we go into the game plan, we'll see a slightly more complicated, slightly more detailed lineup, and Tom Heaton doesn't even make the bench. It's all right, Tom. We will rescue you from yourself as well as this team. They're playing three at the back, four in midfield, three up front. It's a formation that we do enjoy playing against. Manchester City famously play this formation quite a lot, and we tend to do okay against it. Of course, the last game out, we played out a 3-3 draw and beat City on penalties. I don't really think I need to make any changes. The bench is fine. The first team on the pitch are fine. Our strongest team is out there, except for Tonali, who is still getting used to the team. If I was to show you what would happen to the this little blue shield in the top right-hand corner, if I was to bring Tonali in, it still says 99. But I'm not sure that he would necessarily... Well, shall we risk it? First game of the season? Oh, hell, why not? Okay, Tonali starts. Oriol Busquets, of course, will be on the bench and ready to come on in case we need him. And, as for the game plan, let's have a quick look at the advanced instructions. We are just playing with centering targets. As I mentioned last time, the false wingers wasn't necessarily working to our advantage. Certainly not against a team that is playing two defensive midfielders and three centre-backs. It's going to be very congested in the central areas, and I think the wide areas are going to be where we're going to get some joy. So probably the best idea not to not to put too much into the central areas. Apologies also for anyone that's watching this pretty much after it has dropped. This is a little bit late. I'm actually recording this episode at 9:53 a.m. on the Friday that the episode is released. I'll get it out to you, or I have got it out to you as quick as I could, but it was a busy week, and the last episode of the week I just couldn't find the time to sit down and get the episode put out to you. So here we are. While we're waiting for the match to start, I'd like to invite you all to drop a like on the video if you enjoyed today's match. And also you can subscribe as well as click the notification bell if you want to make sure not to miss any further matches in the series. It'll all help with the algorithm. All hail the algorithm, for it doth not know what it does. Right, okay, here we go. The resplendent city ground with all of the fans with their red and white placards making a beautiful mosaic pattern in the stands. Hopefully it will inspire these players to go on and get the early good start that we need if we're going to repeat the heroics of last year. Tonali making his league debut for Nottingham Forest, and he gets an early touch of the football before playing it back to Worrell, and we might actually give it back to Tonali again. Indeed we do. You can see there's lots of space on the wing, but these wide defensive midfielders, they're making the most of the space, drifting into it and causing us problems in possession. Here's Camavinga over the top for Zayfouk, who puts a cross into the box, headed by Arcas, and it's an early chance gone begging. Lovely move by Forest. Camavinga with a beautifully weighted pass, which Zayfouk manages to control beautifully as well. The only thing that was missing was Arcas's header. But promising early signs from the home team. Leeds win that header, and the ball is played out to Rodrigo before he misplaces his pass and gives it straight back to City. And Hlošek, with all of that pace to burn, is now going to use it to get himself into a dangerous position so that he can cross the ball in. And Camavinga on the volley. Can't get it past the first man. Here's Hlošek. Looked to play it into the middle, but couldn't quite get there. Gets it back to Zayfouk. Ball into the box again. Takes a deflection, and Meslier picks it up. And immediately sends it out to the right wing. And again, Leeds give up possession of the football. Camavinga, he's got a chance here, and he's put it away. And the Nottingham Forest player of the season for last year has opened his account for this year. The central midfielder showed real intelligence moving into that position. A lovely first touch which took him around the defender. And Meslier, for all of his good goalkeeping up until that point, couldn't stop the ball from finding its way past him. It was a right-footed finish as well, which, for the predominantly left-footed Frenchman, is good to see. So here we are, 1-0 up already, 13 minutes gone, and now Leeds are really going to have to start putting these passes together if they're going to get anything out of the game. Llorente to Phillips, Arcas intercepts, Hernandez bringing the ball forward now, tries to play it over the top for Arcas, it's intercepted well, and Salisu with a assured header back to the goalkeeper. Newbold picks it up and rolls it straight out to Worrell, and Forest can begin again. Camavinga putting one forward into the path of Hernandez. The header doesn't quite deal with it. Stanislas tries to clear. Hlošek. And eventually Leeds manage to scramble it out for a throw-in. which Zayfouk will take on this right-hand side. Here's Adam Hlošek again, cross into the box, header, and Hernandez puts it over. And that is unlike Hernandez, who normally from that kind of range will at least get it on target. But perhaps he was a little late in jumping, hence why he was under the ball as much as he was. Leeds now looking to swarm the box in an attempt to defend from any further goals scored against them. Tonali into Wilson. Nice overlap from Ait-Nouri, who's in a position to find a cross here if he can get it in. Hernandez very nearly finding it. Tonali. Stanislas. Salisu manages to get his head onto it. Zayfouk here. Camavinga doing a good job of recycling possession and making sure that Forest stay in the ascendancy. Worrell spreads it out wide left to Ait-Nouri. Camavinga trying a very risky through ball, which doesn't quite come off for him. The goalkeeper's going to come out and collect this one. Edmondson was looking to get on the end of the lofted ball. Oof, we got away with that one a little bit, I think. Camavinga to Tonali, back to Camavinga. Lovely little ball from Arcas. And, well, Hlošek doesn't do him the service of following it up with an equally adept pass. Tried to be a bit too clever there. And now Camavinga to Tonali. To Hernandez. Out to Wilson. He's in plenty of space. Drills it across. Can't find Arcas. Hernandez was looking to shape one into the top corner there, but he was closed down well by the defender. And Meslier again comes away with the ball and clears it upfield. Salisu underneath, beaten to it by Edmondson. Lovely play again from Forest. Hernandez, oh, it's a good save. And the referee blows up for, I think, a offside. Okay, offside. Hernandez could have done a lot better with that finish. He's a good striker with excellent finishing. And he does end up hammering it somewhat straight at Meslier. My only real complaint about that move. Ball over the top, Worrell should deal. Oh, that header's not great. Camavinga. Tonali. Finds Hernandez. Ait-Nouri. Tonali. Into Hernandez. Oh, so close for a second for Chucho Hernandez. Forest end the half on a high, and they go in at this half-time 1-0 up against Leeds United. They've absolutely dominated the possession. They've not allowed a single shot to be taken by their opponents. It's all looking rather good for Nottingham Forest. No changes needed for this second half. The only thing that possibly is needed is a little bit more efficiency in front of goal, shall we say, as Tonali gets the ball headed down to him, finds Camavinga, plays it into Hlošek, who has no one ahead of him. Into the middle for... Oh, Hernandez, there's loads of space, he's offside. It won't count even if it goes in. It was a lovely pass into the box for Arcas, who couldn't quite get enough on it. And Hernandez ends up finding himself in an offside position. Oh well, never mind. But the space that Hlošek found himself in That really was something. Now Harry Wilson, oh well, he's had the ball taken off of his toes far too easily there as it's played forward. Salisu challenging for the ball, doesn't quite get hold of it, but Camavinga ends up in control. Here's Arcas, lovely ball through, intercepted well by the defender. Hernandez was absolutely set to pounce on that chance otherwise, and the ball is played off of Harry Wilson and should go out for a Leeds throw just inside the Forest half. Actually, a foul has been given. I don't understand that at all. I thought that was just a throw-in all day. That's certainly not a foul. But the referee will make his decisions as he does, doesn't he? All right, Kelvin Phillips floats in a ball which absolutely nobody is anywhere near as far as Leeds are concerned. Here's Hlošek. Forest doing very well here until the final third, where it all breaks down. It all gets a little bit clogged up, and Camavinga now will try to restart things from the centre of the pitch. Two players come together, nothing given. Arcas couldn't quite hold on to that interception. Salisu with the header. Oh, Wilson. Hernandez making the run, won't quite get there. Nice idea from Harry Wilson. Hernandez just not quite able to get into it. And we're going to make our first changes of the game. First one is quite predictable. Eddie Nketiah will be coming on for Hernandez. And that's really the only change we need to make at this point. Very happy with the way we're playing. I don't want to sacrifice the pace on the wing or the craft. Could bring on Victor Malejo if we needed to, but I see him as slightly more of a battering ram player as opposed to Harry Wilson, who has a little bit more craft about him. So here's Aït-Nouri after the restart. Tonali tries to play it through to Eddie Nketiah, who is unfortunately slightly offside. I don't think he was expecting that ball to be played through to him. A ball back out to Tonali might have been the better option. Leeds United will restart this from a free kick inside the penalty area, which Meslier will launch up the pitch. Camavinga eventually finds himself in possession. Here's Hlošek again, with, again, so much space and time on the ball in that area. Camavinga to Wilson. Player select has done me over there. If it had kept it on Zefuk, which was what I wanted, I would have easily found and controlled that ball. Played through into our... he's offside, Arcas. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Well, we're being caught by the offside trap quite a lot at the moment. It's disappointing, but there you have it. Leeds playing a relatively deep back line. It's going to be difficult to get in behind them. I think a second goal, if it's going to come, it's probably going to come from intricate passing and dismantling them. Either that, or we could try launching one in from the wing. It's Pereira, formerly of West Brom. Long ball down the middle. Edmondson looking to get onto it, can't quite manage it. Tonali looking to win the ball, but Bruin gets around him. Gets around Camavinga as well. They're doing very well here, Leeds, and they've won themselves a free kick. And wouldn't it just be like this game for them to score from a free kick after having absolutely no shots? Rafinha to take it. He's a good free kick taker. We've managed to get the wall to put a deflection on it. It's gone over for a corner, but the danger is not over yet. Must defend this free kick with the same vigour that we've defended everything else. Rodrigo plays it into the box. Goalkeeper gets a hand to it. Comes out to Rodrigo again. Zefuk's coming out to meet him. Can't get there in time. And Nketiah is coming away with it. He's got support either side. Wilson is the man he eventually goes to. And we're going to have to hold it up, unfortunately. Hlošek, still Hlošek. And what's the referee given here? Okay, you're going to have to explain that one to me. Really? Wow. Okay. Apparently that's a foul. Brilliant refereeing today, I see. Right, so a couple more changes. Malejo, the battering ram, we are going to bring on, and we're going to change things up front a little bit more. We're going to bring on Pellegri, the target man, make him into a centre forward, and move him up alongside Eddie Nketiah. And we'll see if we can get one or two crosses in before the end of the game. 15 minutes left to go. With another man up top, it gives Leeds something else to worry about, rather than having a support striker in behind the lone striker. Worrell couldn't get there. Pellegri. It was a good header from Worrell, though. That's another good header from Worrell. Nketiah sees the run of Pellegri. Can't find the through ball, though. Long one up the middle. Goes straight past Salisu. Stanislas. Worrell picks it up. Here's Camavinga. Ploshek. Nketiah. Good save from the goalkeeper. I'm not sure it was going in anyway, but the keeper wasn't sure about that and couldn't take the chance, so he's palmed it behind. Lovely through ball. It might have just snuck in, you know. Right, here we go. Is this our first corner of the game? I think it might be. 84 minutes played, a game we've dominated. And it's our first corner. Right, ball played up the pitch. Salisu not in position to get onto it, but fortunately for us, the resultant header puts it out for a throw-in. Sikowski coming on for Bruin. Pellegri plays it into Zeyfuk. Ploshek puts one into the danger area. Doesn't find anybody. Rafinha tackled by Ait Nouri. It's a good tackle. Not a good pass though. Rodrigo will keep this in. Tonali. Ploshek. Speedy passing by the attacking players, but unfortunately nothing coming of it. Could there be a sting in the tail here for Leeds United? No, there isn't. Well, that was a tighter game than the stats would tell you it should have been. Nottingham Forest dominating proceedings in both halves with a majority of possession and pretty much all of the shots on goal, but only one of them resulting in a goal. Arcas had a bright start with this chance in the middle. Looked like we were going to get some joy from the wide areas, but in the end, it was actually a pass through the centre which put Leeds to the sword. Eduard Camavinga with the opening goal of the season for both himself and his club, and it was a lovely cultured finish from a midfielder who didn't necessarily score too many goals last season, but when he did, my goodness, weren't they great goals. This one a little bit more pedestrian, but nonetheless important as we get off to a flying start. 3 points in the bag, and our title challenge has started its engine. So there we are. We had slightly less possession in the second half, and we did allow 2 shots from Leeds, the last of which was that really desperate effort with the final kick of the game. Lots of passes, lots of successful passes. We did have a fair few passes that didn't work out for us. Intercepted a fair number of passes as well. Leeds United pretty good at the interceptions. We had 7 crosses in that game and only 1 corner kick, which honestly, with 8 shots and 4 on target, you'd think we'd have more than 1 corner. But there you go. What can you do? A win is a win at the end of the day. We're happy with the 3 points. Camavinga getting the man of the match, as he should do. Tonali getting a 6. I thought he was slightly better than that. He was a functional midfielder, but I suppose he didn't win too many tackles and he didn't pass the ball too many times into places that caused danger. So the simplistic way that the AI works out the ratings in this game rears its ugly head again. The defence, which didn't concede, getting a mixture of 6s and 5.5s. Zayfouk getting a 6.5, probably because of his attacking intent down the right-hand side and his involvement in the early chances. Stanislas only getting a 4.5 for Leeds. Well, at least we didn't have the worst player on the pitch. So, how does that leave the league table? Well, after one game, it's difficult to know for sure, but we will be nearer the top than the bottom. We can see there's already been some really good results for the likes of Manchester City, Everton, Aston Villa, Liverpool, Sheffield United. Newcastle beating Arsenal on the opening day of the season. It's a great result for them, and that result has put us equal 8th in the Premier League at this very early embryonic stage. Not really too much else to say. The evidence of your own eyes will tell you all that you need to know. The bottom places at the moment, which seems very early to be talking about, but Norwich City, Fulham and Leicester City are in the bottom 3. Arsenal and Chelsea just above them. Interesting. I think that's probably as low as we're going to see either of those teams this season. Well, that's going to do us for another episode of The Forest Job. Next time that we meet, it will be after the transfer window has slammed shut. Hopefully, we'll have a little bit of news as far as trimming the fat of the squad is concerned. You guys know that I'm a big fan of Sam Cosgrove, but we really don't have room for him in the squad as it is. And I'm not going to sell any of the other players to make space for him. So what's probably best for everybody is for Cosgrove to move on to a club where he can play more often. If we get any good offers for teams in and around the bottom end of our talent pool, then we may accept those as well. But that's going to be something that I'll have to catch you up on next time, probably for the opening Champions League match, the historic first Champions League match of this new Nottingham Forest era. And that's going to be next time, Monday morning, 10:30 a.m. Join me if you will. Until then, thank you very much for watching. Take care. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.